Good morning, traders. Who's ready to get back into it? I'm back from VCon. You guys can tell from my volume level here that I ain't shy today. I'm ready to get after it, ready to get back into the money. I got some trades for the Moomoo account. You guys know we're going to be looking at some swing trades, some day trades. We got the boys in the back. We're all here. Let's get after it. You guys in the chat, let us know your number one stock to watch today, and we'll make sure to cover it. Let's get into the action. It's live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, good morning, team. Good to see you guys coming in here. I'll bring on the boys in just a second. Like always, you guys can smash the like. Let us know what you guys like and don't like about the show, because we're always trying to make improvements. Let's bring on Ryan. We got Zunaid in the house. How we doing, boys? How's it out there?
What's up? Good morning to you, pal. Welcome back.
Ready to get after it here. And sorry about the little here. Let me fix there it is. That looks a lot better there. And how was your weekend, guys?
It was really good. Played 18 on Saturday, got golf lessons scheduled for Thursday this week. So we're in the process of getting 2% better, as we always are. But the weekend was really good. How was VCon?
Nice. Love to hear it. VCon was really, really great. I mean, one thing that I can say is that I love the pivot that Gary kind of did. Like, one of the things is last year, of course, we had like the big NFT boom. So that was kind of more the focus, right? Trying to bring kind of education and kind of uncover the space, right? Well, this year he focused more on business and entrepreneurship, which is really what he's all about, right? Like, if you guys know who Gary Vee is. So look forward to seeing a lot more content coming out, shorts, long form, plenty of different interviews. And we're talking awesome interviews. Like, we're talking Tim Tebow, Deepak Chopra. We'll go to Gary's, of course. We got the story behind Under Armour. If you guys have never heard the story behind Under Armour, I can't wait to share that with you guys. We're going to be doing and releasing tons of content on our shorts. So if you guys don't have our shorts channel, well, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to it, because that's where they'll be coming out. And also stay tuned towards the crypto Twitter, because that's where I'll be putting out some exclusive content, and we'll see what happens there. And I'll get you guys some links for that if you don't have it already. I didn't have it handy at this second, but I will get it ready there for you guys in just a couple of minutes. How do we get to go to these events, Money Mitch? How do we? Well, it's, of course, Benzinga, right? I mean, that's what we're here for, right, guys? We're here to cover financial events. We're going to cover also different spaces, right? I would truly say we are the best in the cannabis space. I mean, you look around at the events that we do, and stay tuned, because we're going to have more and more events that cover, right? We're working on another future of crypto event. We have another cannabis capital conference that's going to be in Chicago. Ryan, you going to be there, my friend?
I hope so. I try to go. I make myself available for all of them. The cannabis conferences in Chicago have been spectacular events. Actually, my first event I worked at here at Benzinga was the Chicago Cannabis Conference. So, yeah, I have no plans in cement right now, but you best believe I'm gonna try and be there.
Love to hear it, man. And definitely shout out to you, man. And look to meet up with Ryan, right? You guys get over there to the Cannabis Capital event. That's going to be in Chicago. I'll throw up some links to our events so you guys can check out if you guys want to go see them. And also, if you guys want to get out there to events like VCon, why not just join Benzinga? We're always looking for great, talented members to join our own team here. So shout out to you guys if you guys want to check that out. I'll definitely throw up an email for
one thing I will say about the cannabis conference is that the first time that I went there, I really didn't know what to expect. And if you are thinking that it's just a bunch of people standing around talking about weed, smoking blunts, it could not be further from that. It is a bunch of business professionals figuring out how they're going to capture markets and actually make a difference with a business. And it's just focused on legal cannabis. And it's really, really kind of eye-opening. So if this industry interests you in more than just the stocks, but actually the industry and how that stuff gets put together and what's going on there, I think it'll probably be a really good event for you to attend.
Yeah, unfortunately, it might not be all about the samples, but you get the opportunities. That's all what we're looking for anyways, right? All right, let's keep going. Let's get into the stock market today. Of course, I've been a little bit out of the market. So instead of telling you guys, hey, I'm looking at this and looking at this, got to know when you know them, know when to hold them. Today, definitely a day where I have to adjust, right? Don't want to say that I'm looking at this and this because then I'm getting confirmation bias without being in tune with the market, right? So today, what I'll be working with is to get in tune with the market. That's going to be my focus. I will let you guys know once I'm really starting to feel like I have the markets and how we're moving, right? Of course, looking at rotation. That's what I'm looking at, right? What's moving today? Of course, we recently got a 420 pop. That was very important because that's where the new bull market started. And so back through that level, bull market, bull market. I think we could get a little bit of a pullback that we reached that level, but I'll be watching it. I'm going to kick it to Ryan to give you guys the S&P outlook because the truth is I've been kind of taking a little bit of a break. All right, now let me kick it to Ryan here so we can take a look at the S&P 500. And then, of course, we'll get to some stocks that you guys are looking at. And it's Moomoo time, baby. We'll be getting after it. I'm ready to get back into the small account challenge. I got 2 trades today, and then tomorrow I'll get another one. So I'm ready to get after it. Kicking it to you, Ryan.
Okay, well, a couple of things. As Gary pointed out, yes, we absolutely care about Z's weekend. So, Zunaid, do me a favor. I'm going to go through this expeditiously, if you will. And when I turn it over to you, please inform the group how your weekend was, because I care about that too. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. Looking at the SPY, we talked a lot about this trend line and leaving it back on. We talked about the sideways area. We popped above that and then kind of came back down to it. So today is going, in terms of the actual broader market or the SPY, and more specifically, today is the day do we or that I want to see, do we regress back into this sideways channel? Do we make a confirmed break out of this channel? What are we actually going to do? Can we get some direction that's not just kind of a snapback? We're going to have plenty of time to do this. I don't need to be a hero here this morning. I see a lot of people talking about SOX S here this morning. That might be a really great trade. Looking at the pre-market here, maybe it is curling a little bit. We'll see. But I want to watch and see how this actually opens. We've seen a lot of patterns where the market either sells off and then immediately reverses, or the opposite, goes up and then immediately reverses. So we want to kind of wait that out. Now let's go ahead to some of the movers, because there are some things on the docket here today. First one, AVRO. This is up today, and this is going to be on a piece of news. Our Avrobio shares, I hope I pronounced that company right, are trading higher after the company announced it would sell its gene therapy program to Novartis for $87.5 million. Remember, we've seen some of the gene editor stocks really go crazy. Eat It, CRISPR. Jay was all over CRISPR from our chat here. So it's interesting to see AVRO pop. We've made a higher low in the pre-market here. We have a top about 161, currently right at the VWAP. This might be a real good trade, but again, we don't want to go too hard right out of the gate. Next one here is going to be HEPA. This is ticker HEPA. This popped as high as 1655 earlier. Hepion pharmaceutical shares are trading higher after the company announced results of its phase 2 study to treat liver function. So let's see if we actually get an extended run here. We're getting a bit of a pop in the pre-market. We're below VWAP right now. If this finds some support, maybe around $12, maybe we get a nice little curl potential here on HEPA. Next one here is going to be MBOT. This is Microbot Medical, and this is actually trading higher. They achieved 100% success rate for Liberty, an extensive preclinical animal study performed by leading European physicians. So pretty good PR there, popping this thing up about 42% here. 183 going to be your high. Let's see if we blow the top out there. One thing to note, VECT, next ticker, VECT. This is going to be an acquisition for $17. Now we're coming in a little bit off that pre-market pop, but I don't expect a whole lot of trading here with the acquisition being out there, so we might just skip over that. Next is going to be Freeline Therapeutics, ticker FRLN. This also popped about as high as 440. Freeline Therapeutic shares are trading higher after the company announced it is granted ILAP designation in the UK by the MHRA for LFT2001, one of its drugs. So we've got a couple of biotech movers here today. Zunaid, I'm going to turn this over to you. What are you seeing?
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the SPY on my side. Let me throw this up. Yeah, the SPY. So the 417.50 level is clear as day as support that held on Friday. Now, so we kind of wait and see, hey, is this going to go ahead and hold? If it is, then you know that, hey, that's where you want to kind of buy it. Stop loss for me would be below 417. So you're risking about 50 cents, give or take, and looking to get at least 50 cents back. So we're going to actually go ahead and see if we can purchase 100 there and risk about, what is that, 50 ticks? And then we'll see if we can get 50 ticks right there. So that's going to be one play for us. I'm actually going to lower this just a little bit. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and try to purchase some more. Let's see. So risk 50, and let's see if we can get 75. There we go. So those are the two plays that we currently have out on the SPY. If you're a Qs individual, then kind of a similar story, except for you, it's 335.50. So if you prefer to trade the Qs, well, then here's your level right here based on Friday's action. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the upside we go. Now, of course, if you are looking to go ahead and short, you got to wait for that crack and then possibly a retest as well. Micron, with the news that's coming out of China, we got to take a look at it. It's already kind of rebounding, right? And if we kind of go back to the daily here, look at this. Support, 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 crack, resistance, 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 popped up. And here we are on the news. So 65 is your support level. If you can go ahead and get this stock at 65, I think it's a buy. And you can give yourself a 50-cent stop loss, give or take. If it doesn't work out, then you go ahead and cut it. But I'm going to go ahead and see if we can go ahead and buckle one. See if I have enough buying power left with the SPY. If not, we can. There you go. So 65.03 is where I'm looking to get in. At approximately 64.03, I am looking to get out. And of course, we'll try to get some upside movement as well. So that's what I've got on Micron. Let me go ahead and add Micron actually to my list right here. There we go. Yeah, because I expected this one to be down a bit more than it currently is. So that's another reason that I'm interested in this one. BIOC, believe we traded this one on Friday. You can see the nice movements that we had there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it as it's not of interest to me anymore. Let's take a look here. Don't care about that. Yeah, I don't care about that either. Let's see what other stocks we've got. We got a chance to play Apple on the 175. Now it's kind of had some news clearly. I apologize. I don't know what that news is. I can go ahead and look it up here in a second. But you have, I would say about 75. I'd love for this to get back to 175 so we can go ahead and short it to that area. But I don't know if we'll get a move all the way up there. That's about $1.50 away. But possibly a bear flag forming here. So if this does go ahead and crack, you can keep an eye on the downside. You can keep an eye on the downside to see if it gets a little bit of movement on that crack of that trend line there. This is a 15-minute chart that I have up at the moment. SOXS. Of course, with the Micron news, you might get some nice movement here in terms of support resistance. Looks like about this 1660 area, right around here, around 1655, 1660. You've got a little bit of support that could be coming in. So you can keep an eye on that. You've got resistance, 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 resistance coming back, holding a support right over there. So that's what I've got, 1650, 1660 area on that side of things. Let's take a look at Google. Still can't, I don't know what happened here. We obviously went up a couple of bucks and then came right back down on Friday, but that 125 level is still being a pain and we can't seem to get over that one. It looks like about 122 is holding on as support at the moment. So that's the range I have. You can see support right there, support right there, support right there as well. So that 122 range is something that I would kind of keep an eye on. NVIDIA, it was a nice little move from 300 all the way to about 18s. But now it's kind of coming back down. 308's holding on as support in your pre-market. So if you're looking to go short, that's the level to keep in mind. In terms of going long, I don't necessarily have a good feel for this one. It's kind of all over the place for that side. But if you're looking to go short, 308 is the level that I would go ahead and chart out there. PayPal, we've been trying to short this one. We were successful at it. Now it's bouncing. But if it does go ahead and crack the 60-50 area, as you can see, support. If it does go ahead and crack that, you can expect a move to 60. And that's where we would really want to see a crack to the downside. Because if we go all the way back, we know that this level here on the 60 was, I think, chat, remind me, I think we said it was definitely year low. But I think it was also lows from last year or something like that on PayPal. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla. If I can just come back in here with this. Thank you. Just move everything. Clear as day. 182. Still holding on as resistance. And you'll have to excuse me. I might have to sneeze here in a moment. But you've got 1 and you've got 2. 2 areas of resistance right there in the pre-market and on Friday session. So keep an alert on this one. If it does go ahead and pop, you get that retest. Could be a good idea to go long on Tesla above 182. And then you've also got possibly this 170 or 180, excuse me, holding on as support as well. So if you're looking for a downside move, maybe if this cracks on the retest, you could try to get in. But that's what I've got on that one. FL.
Real quick, Zunaid, before you move on, you had mentioned Apple. Apple had a downgrade by Loop Capital, so they downgraded it to hold and announced a $180 price target. So remember, we've talked a lot about price targets and actual downgrades. This is a downgrade to hold, not to sell 180 price target.
Gotcha. Appreciate it. And then let me see what we've got here. Sorry, I was just looking at. Okay. Foot Locker. Yeah, I mean, this is just a disastrous move. We saw this trade and hold $30 on Friday session. And you can see in pre-market, they tried to go ahead and come back above it. They could not. So $30 is your resistance area right here. The closer you can short to 30, the better in terms of that. Matter of fact, we might see if we can set an alert there to see if we can get a little bit of a short idea there. And of course, it comes back up and it holds and it bases. Then maybe you can be on the right side of V and go to the upside on that ticker there. Micron, we already kind of talked about, right? 6503 is where we're looking to get into this stock, risking 50, looking to get 50. And we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. Is there any stocks that y'all wanted to go through in the chat? Let me know. I think I saw one. MBOT. Oh, a nice volume coming into that one. Let's see. Let's put up the 4 hour and see if there's anything. $2, right? No. Let me see.
Hey,
MBOT. What's up?
I was going to say, while you're charting MBOT, I just want to ask Crow, is there anything that we should be aware of for today's session? You know, like possible bad omens or such?
Looks like on MBOT, Microbot Medical achieved 100% success rate for Liberty, an extensive preclinical animal study performed by leading European physicians. So that's the news. And of course, we get this news thanks to our lovely Benzinga Pro. So that's where I'm reading that. Check it out. 2-week free trial. No credit card necessary at all. So feel free to give that a shot at pro.benzinga.com/register. Coming back to MBOT here. Yeah, we'll see if it gets a pop above 2. And then we can possibly base. And if we do, then you can get a nice play to the upside because it definitely has room to go. No question about it. But you've also got to kind of keep in mind that, hey, we are on a downwards trend on this, right? So, like, do we finally break out of it? Let's see if we can chart this properly. So, like, that's the downwards trend that I currently have. And obviously, you can kind of go a little bit more further back if you wanted to on the longer term. This is a 4-hour chart. So, for me, this is what I've got. Feel free to kind of get an idea of it and chart it how you'd like on your platform, and then we can kind of go from there. Yeah, KULR. Matter of fact, I believe when I was looking at my Slack, this was an exclusive news that we went ahead and broke. And again, let's go back to Benzinga Pro here. You can see exclusive. So Benzinga Pro individuals got the news here first. We are the ones to break it. That they went ahead and got, received an order from the military as well to develop high energy battery packs. So you can see that right there. That news came out at approximately 8:14 p.m. Excuse me, a.m. My apologies. Now let's go ahead and see how we can chart this one. Coming back here. Let's see. Looks like 55. Again, has to continue getting volume. Obviously, you had a huge spike based on, the algos and everyone else that likes to play this one. But I would say you got to go hold 55. If you can get it closer to that, great. And then maybe a breakout above, say, 65, 70, give or take. But $55 is where I'd kind of try to go ahead and hold off on this one. CNSP. 265 is a resistance area that we had drawn last time we went ahead and played this one. Looks like it stopped right at 250. Now coming on down. $2 is where I would have tried to play this one. So for me, it's got to reclaim 2. And then we can maybe go ahead and move to the upside. Let me go ahead and mute my notifications. And here we go. Market has started. It is 9:30. Best of luck. Make sure you kind of live to fight another day. Do not go in too heavy. Let the trades come to you.
Exactly what I'm trying to do, Zunaid. Good advice here this morning. Got a lot of stuff moving. Good to see you, Smoke Tuna. Raz, everyone else.
We need the CEO Raz to hop on once and have a little fun with us. By the way, this won't bode well, but in my small account challenge on Moomoo, y'all will remember that I did take some Apple calls that were the 180 calls expiring, I believe, June 2nd. So that downgrade definitely didn't help me.
Speaking of the small account challenge, I've done nothing since last week, but I do have a day trade here today. So sorry about that, Zunaid. I'm all out here messing up all of the buttons. So real quick, just to kind of give you lay the land for where we're at here, currently at 558, just about. I do have a day trade today. I'll be getting another one tomorrow and another one Wednesday. So I'm good for the beginning of the week here. One of the things that I thought about over the weekend is in terms of my performance, I definitely need to be taking more stocks to hold overnight because we're not going to be able to get to where we want to go just doing some of these day trades. So I'm going to start looking into stuff like that. Again, if I take them off the show here, I will tweet them.
Oops. All right, looks like we got a stock crossing too. Give me a sec here.
CNSP, good pop here off that 183. Whoever was in that, looks like it's moving right here off of that bottom. HEPA back to VWAP here. That's a little too big for the small account. MBOT continuing its momentum push here, but I'd actually want to wait for a pullback on MBOT.
All right, I just got into CNSP at $2. My stop loss, my stop loss is just going to be low a day break. So 179 is my stop loss. I'm in with 200 shares. We need to get above VWAP here, obviously, and then see if we can make a move right back up. I am going to put my stop loss. I'm going to move my stop loss to 179. I already talked about that, but my take profits will be a little bit closer to 235, give or take, and I'll adjust that if needed.
Raz, I didn't mean to shatter. You could do some networking, wink, and maybe find that activity that you're looking for. But the conference is definitely a serious thing. That's what I was trying to convey. Wasn't trying to shatter anyone's dreams. AVIR, if this can break off 485, we might go higher here. AVIR, getting some early action. Bit extended, though. Want to wait for that to set up.
Google moving as well. Let's go ahead and check out Google. Google with a nice pop above 124.60s. Let's see if it can kind of hold itself above. Let's see, what was that talk? CNSP above $2 as well, holding on. Again, there were the 200 shares that I purchased at 201, stop loss 179. Looking to take gains at 245. We talked about Google with the pop. There's that.
AVIR looking like this is trying to go higher here. There's the pop through 483 going higher here now on AVIR. Did not take this in the small account. Was tempted, but didn't take this. Would have used up all of my balance here. And remember, we haven't seen these range breaks to the highs work with a high frequency yet. There are definitely a couple of them, which makes it, intriguing to play. Nice little volume pop here, though. Say if your risk is a little bit more wide today, this might be a potential play, but no position yet in the small account or in the main account.
What I'm going to try to do is short 100 shares of Apple at approximately 174.97. And then I'm going to look to short another 100 at approximately 175.12 and look to get about $50 on each one.
Apple's first move here is an attempt to close that gap after the Loop Capital downgrade.
MGRM, by the way, halted to the downside.
AVRO, good call coming off that VWAP that we talked about 12 cents ago.
All right, looks like I went ahead and got filled on my Moomoo, sorry, on my Micron. Almost went crazy there for a second. I was like, Moomoo's not publicly traded. All right, got filled 100 shares at 65.03. Stop loss is going to be 64.53. Looking to take gains at around 65.53 if we can possibly get there. Currently in the money by about 10 cents, 13 cents.
Moomoo's ticker is FUTU, F-U-T-U.
Hey, Moomoo's publicly traded?
Unless did I mix this up? Now you've got me questioning myself. Let me double check that. You have me questioning myself. But we're getting an MBOT pullback.
It is a great name, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a publicly traded company like that.
We actually broke beneath the VWAP there. Here, let me go back. Now I'm doing too many things here. Flight mode. MBOT. See, I'm all over the place right now.
I'm going to try to be dangerous here on
look out.
MGRM, looking to buy it at 10:01. So we're in two trades at the moment. One is Micron, and the other one is CNSP. CNSP went as high as 17 cents, so we were 17 cents in the money. But of course, we're looking to be about 40 cents in the money, so that's not going to do it for us. And here's Micron.
Yes, Futu is Moomoo's parent company.
Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Did not know that.
Gene's on it. Gene's got it. Thank you, little Bill. Thank you, Gene.
Looks like I've got a little drawing on there. I did have a drawing on there.
Just doing a little stretching, guys. Getting ready.
Mitch is getting fired up. I love it. We got the stretching going. Mitch is ready to go. By the way,
let's go.
On MBOT here, it looks like we're going to continue to pull back. 165 would be the spot to watch. If we freeze up here, this might be a good bounce play on MBOT. It's got to hold that 165 though.
All right, guys. So first things first, I got an update here, right? So I got some decisions to make right now, and I got to go quick with this because I feel like we could turn today. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start paying myself for swing trades that I've had on all the way since last Tuesday. I remember I bought the basket of airlines and cruise lines. They're up big here. So I'm going to start taking some profits here. I'm going to take.
Can you share your screen so you can show us what you're looking at?
100%. I got you, man. I was using a different screen, so I got you there. Boom, boom. Here's the TC.
By the way, while Mitch is doing that, AVRO approaching that 161 topside spot. We'll see if we break that over. Crows on it.
I like that. I like that pattern too. I like a pullback right now for a quick 150, and then it shoots off through the 160. So like the bid just come down immediately and almost immediately right back up. So look for that. Maybe on the level 2, you see a big order at like 153s, 152. That's what I'd be looking for on level 2s. I don't see it right now because I'm not pulling it up, but just wanted to talk about that. So I'm up 7% in CCL Carnival, and that got to 11. I got in this at 10.14. So I can let this ride higher, but just want to take profits, right? I mean, if I'm coming back to a nice little gain, why not just take a little bit of profit? So I'm selling half of it here. Just took a nice little profit there in CCL. I'm going to do the same for DAL, Delta Airlines. Just made a move to 36.25. This looks actually pretty nice on the daily. You can see how we popped up out of this on Wednesday. I was already buying in here at 33.54. So on Mondays where I got this one and I'm just riding the trend higher. I wanted to get through 36 today, but since we're up there 6.5% up, I'm going to sell 50% of that. Boom. Just took another little profit there on Delta. Got 35.75 there. It's already at 35.77, so it's a little bit higher than that. Now I can go to UAL. I'm up about 4.3 on this one. So I got to determine what am I going to do with this one. It already had a little pop to 48. So let's see if I can get that pop back through 48 and then take profits on there. I'm not going to take it right here, even though it's up 6%. Maybe you should just run towards the profit. Oh, this UAL is up 4.3. So I'm going to hold. I'm looking for like more closer towards that 6. If I get to the 48 or above today, might take that. Let's go to NCLH. Cruise line. This is the last cruise line that I had. I had this one because I expected RCL to stay strong. Let's take a look at how it's been doing. You can see it performed and went sideways here. So let's see if that can take another level up today, and then I can take some more in NCLH. NCLH went to 1450 on Thursday. I have this from 1361. Let's see if we can get back up there. Have a nice green day today. I'm going to hold this. Last one that's just break even is actually American Airlines. They got hit hard right here out the gates. There might be some news, so I need to look at what's going on here on American, but big hit here, and it was just at almost 15. I had this at 14.19. I want to ride this a little bit higher on American, so I was able to take some profits in DAL, so I'll hold American Airlines here for a nice little push. Of course, I do have a stop set there at 13.49. For American Airlines today, we got down there towards a low of 14.10. So below 14s, that's going to be close to getting me out. We'll see what happens.
Went ahead and took gains in Micron, by the way, as that one did go ahead and pop
Boom.
above. This is MGRM. So we purchased it at 10. Stop loss is 9.48. Unfortunately, I'm going to look to get out at 10.44 right before that 50 cents. We got all the way as high as 23s, and you can see how close we are to getting stopped out. So there's that update, and oh boy, what my fill on that knife was. Let's see. What was my fill on that knife? I got to see what it was.
While he's doing that, I am still watching
Good.
AVRO here. No position yet.
A knife down on that. By the way, CNSP looking to make a move towards the upside still. Around VWAP is where we're hanging out. We're 8 cents in the money. But going back to Micron here. Got that nice little pop. We talked about that $65 level, right? Holding on as support. And it surely did. You can see support. Here it held on as well. Got a nice move of $1 to the upside. And you do have some AMD calls coming in right now as well. So let's keep an eye on AMD. Nice little test of that 103.30, and it held.
NVIDIA pulled back a little bit more. It's lagging a little bit there. So you can see the 308s just picked up a little bit there. Let's see if it goes to 310 and gets towards 311. Been seeing how this has been ripping. It's nice little pullback on the hourly. You can see here how this trend line comes into play from Friday's action. Nice support, cut through, then cover at around like 307.67. So I kind of like this outlook here. If you're looking at NVIDIA, I like the hourly chart. Well, I'll just keep a watch on it to see if it goes through that 310.
ALIM. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
All right. Another one to kind of watch, of course, today is TSM. That's getting a little bit of a push higher. I'd keep an eye out on that one. Also, hourly chart has the same kind of pattern there that NVIDIA has. Hourly pullbacks on the hour. You got support right underneath it, holding around the 91.50s. Let's see if this gets above 92.50s today. I'll keep an eye on TSM.
AVRO came towards the VWAP, but not quite to it. They just actually walked a bit up. It looks like it's trying to pop the top off here. I want it close to VWAP. I feel like I'm chasing here, but we might go right here, AVRO.
Kerr Technology. Let's see, you guys, a little pop on that. NCPL. Looking around. This NCPL is interesting. Nice little pop towards the 250. What I like about it is it just came down right before the open and then got a flush of volume.
Here goes AVRO through. AVRO, nice move here. This is exactly what we wanted. Never really came back into the VWAP. Here's the top that's pushing off. I would say if you have some here, start scaling. Book some of those gains and give yourself a cushion, although we might go higher here. Great spot. AVRO from the list this morning.
Nice. Love to hear that. Yeah, NCPL
looking for 2 plus.
250 pullback. I'll show you guys that one. I know the chat's talking about that one. Smoked tuna. Got you up, my friend. How we doing on the Moomoo life, bro? Update me, Ryan, when you get a chance.
Yeah, so update you. So I did it while you were away. I actually am on a 2-day trade losing streak, so I'm back down to this 588. So I'm really looking forward to making a better trade here today. Here's what you need to know. I got a day trade today. I get another one tomorrow and another one Wednesday. So I'm set up nicely going into the week. But one of the things that I realized over the weekend, Mitch, is I need to start buying things and holding them overnight, even if they're just small, to try and maximize the trading. We got free commissions, got to trade. Haven't done that enough here. Really want to be able to grow that account. That's going to be something I'm looking to change this week.
Love to hear it, and I love to hear the approach. At least you know exactly what you're trying to do. I'm watching that NCLP. I'll put it up right now in just a second, but it looks pretty nice here. I just determining if I'm going to go after it. By all means. All right, let me go ahead and put this up here. I'll show you guys that NCPL here. I like to pull back there on the 250. You can see it on the 5-minute, nice and clean little pullback here, right? So I could look for a nice little pullback below this towards that kind of support. Went to 246, so maybe a little pullback into the 255, then goes to 275, but it does look strong here out the gates here. Just going to keep this one on watch. I don't think it's too bad. I see the 5-minute like kind of trend line here. So you can see how that can pull back towards that 246. That's why I like that kind of area on pullbacks, but that's where I also see the support being. You crack that, you probably head towards this 236. So you got to understand the risk and return on this one like always, but one that I will definitely keep in mind today. I know you guys mentioned that one in the chat. Just keeping an eye on that. What's going on out there, Zunaid? What do we see, man? I know you're probably more in tune with the market than I am. I'll tell you that much. That's why I'm just kind of riding these swing trades and just focusing on that, right? Like I'm just going to control that because I put stops on good till cancel orders. I talked about that on start swing trade. It's not something that I always do, but when I bought this basket, I was looking for a longer term trade. So I did put those out there and hey, they were able to hang on. That's what matters.
Yeah, you've got CNSP that I'm keeping an eye on. Again, we're in the trade at 201. Looking for a move above this VWAP and hold at the moment. Unfortunately, 220 has ended up being resistance for us. So this is kind of a break-even trade at the moment. If we are wrong, we are going to lose about $50 on that. Here's Micron coming right back to that $65 level. The question is, do we try to go long again and make money, or do we wait for this thing to crack and come down below? I am not sure what it is that I want to do just yet on Micron. I think I'm going to wait and see if it cracks, because if not, we already played it to the long side once. It's, you know, down 4.5%. I want to wait for the crack of 65 if we can get it.
All right. Success starting to make a comeback a little bit here. So just be careful out there that we don't get a 945 topping, because we did get a little bit of a topping candle there. That's that 338 on the Qs. That's what I'm watching more and more, because at least just what I feel is what got us to 420. We'll look at the action on the Qs on Thursday. I think that really gave us the action that we've seen in the SPY. It really was more tech led. And why? Because I mean, I've just been focusing more and more on the Qs, as I feel like they, you know, that's where we're getting our lead, right? That was in bull market way before the SPY was in that territory. And just to kind of call it out there, team, we've hit 420. We keep going through 420. That's bull market, baby. All those bulls out there, you got it right, man. You got it right.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ryan. What are you thinking, bro?
I was thinking NCPL going to bust through here.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of the chat was talking about it. Got a little bit of a size offer there at 270. Now they brought one in at 269. We'll see if these go here. One at 269 was eaten.
Yep. Nice little pullback there to 258 and right off the VWAP. And I like how that pulled back. Now what it did there is you got the rule of three already playing in there. Up one, down one, up two, down two. I'll show you guys that right now. So you got it right there. Up one, down one, up two, down two, up three, down three. Recollects right off the 258. Now trying to collect through the 270s. Trying to collect through the throwback look. Talk about this look all the time. When the stock goes above trend line, look for it to go through it and try to wick on there. But you want to see if the body closes above that trend line. That's what's going to give us a nice little bullish sign through the 270 in the 1 minute candle. Let's find out. Put this up a little bit bigger here so you guys can see that. So that's that action right there. So you see how this is kind of pushing through. Let's see if this is just a wick here and you get a nice candle close above that, because you see how that like gives you that kind of right there unconfirmed look. Now you need that 270 breakout to give you that bullish engulfing candle. If not, it's a pattern fail. That can happen too.
I'm watching this in MBOT right now, Mitch, so appreciate the commentary on NCPL.
Yeah, I was looking at it even before you went to the restroom, so I kind of like it. I can't blame you for looking at it. Here's that 255 test that I saw it on the 5-minute. This is the 1-minute outlook that I was looking at right now off that kind of VWAP. Now you're getting kind of more. It looks in line with that nice 5-minute. That could be a pullback here to 250 or 246. So we'll see what happens there if you get that kind of outlook there. And that's why multi-time frame is so important to take a look at. And why you see I really only have 5 minutes to 15-minute chart here. Try to stay away from the one, but I've been doing it more with these penny stocks. Can't blame myself. There's 246, 245 test here. Now we're down to 244 as it's pulling back. All right, I need to look at SOX S here because I feel like that's making a move right now. That's interesting. You're seeing that come down. SOX L taking off here, actually through 1730s. Nice little pullback opportunity. You just got a 950. So it looks like the Qs might be taking off here. Look at that. Nice move higher there. Big rip. Tesla ripping too. Ooh, that's one to keep an eye out for. Nice little push higher through 184. Will we get to the 200s on Tesla? Remember before I left, I was looking at Tesla to make a move above 177.59. Well, it looks like that happened in about what? So Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, it just made that move. Boom, right through that. So now I'm looking to see if we get back towards a longer term trend line that puts us up towards even 197. So Tesla could get hot here. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm looking for pullbacks. I would take a swing with the Moomoo. I wouldn't mind it, but I need a pullback like deep towards like 182. If I can get a 182, I'll risk off of 180. I got no problem risking $2 on Tesla. I could see a move up there towards 190 and above. Why not?
Gonna try to see if we can get a short here on Micron. We're already in it, looking to see if it'll break the 65.81 or not. Try to get a short off the VWAP, but that's not working out for us. CNSP still hanging out around $2. Not really doing much.
Looking around.
Can't get over VWAP.
NCPL, this feels like a potential bounce spot, but it also feels like it could just break down here. I don't really have necessarily a big support level, but the price is kind of holding here. Thinking about taking a stab at this in the 240s.
Love it. I got my approach here on Moomoo. Moomoo helping me out, team. That's what it's all about. Use your tools, right? Well, look at my tool here. I went to the Explore tab, and what do I find? Best performing LiDAR concept. A lot of LiDAR plays moving right now. Luminar technology. Even Virgin Galactic getting a little lift today. Nikola. Open Doors getting a nice push. It's up about 8%. Ouster getting a move. So the ones that I'd look at here, I'm looking at LAZR. I'm looking at also Ouster, which is OUST. And that one's just all made a nice little VWAP bounce from 525 to 538. So I'm looking for a pullback here in LAZR towards 650 to maybe get in on the pullback.
One of the things I'm noticing about the broader market here, SPY kind of stopped its move up, but the NASDAQ still strong. So Mitch, to your point about tech stocks, those still seem to be outperforming here this morning.
Nice. It looks like there's a SpaceX launch. And I know that Galactic was going back to their kind of launches, and that one just did a nice little VWAP bounce higher. And this could also be kind of a short squeeze, right? Because a lot of people were playing Virgin Galactic short when their other company went bankrupt. And that didn't mean that Virgin Galactic Holdings was going bankrupt here. So I think that some shorts might be getting squeezed here personally. But that's my thinking, of course. Take that with a grain of salt, but that's just my kind of thinking on this. And that is going higher through the 1461. So that one looks good. I like pullbacks towards now, like maybe 455s or 450s, but that's just me, guys. You guys take that with a grain of salt. And of course, check out Moomoo. You guys just saw me find these plays by using, of course, the Explore tab on the US hotspot, changing it from the stock heat map to best performance. and then looking to see what kind of themes show up there. You guys know I love trading themes, story. Look at the solid state batteries up right now. So you're talking QuantumScape, QS making a move today. Look at that making a move. Not a bad play at all to catch. Of course, I'm using a little bit of multiple charting here just so I can not go away from the screen. But we'll look for pullbacks. I'm looking to see on QS, can we get back towards 616, 618? That looks interesting for me. Now I'm going to take a look at LAZR. We're at 670, starting to pull back. I'm going to look for a 650 pullback here and maybe going to 645 for an attempt on the Moomoo account. It's a $6 stock. This is what I'm looking for, baby. And it's I'm going to say it. I'm sorry, guys. A real stock.
It's okay, Mitch. You can say it.
You know, Ryan, I don't like to hold back, man.
And I think the chat appreciates you not holding back. Zunaid, I'm sorry.
You're good. You got Micron moving up. High day now on Micron, 66.20, 66.30s now on that one. AMD getting some nice flow to the upside as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of things here. So here's Google, right? We talked about this level of 124.50s. Unfortunately, we never got a retest. Even on the 5-minute, we couldn't get a retest, so we couldn't get in the stock. Boom, to the upside we go. About a $2 move on that. Taking a look at Tesla, the 182 level was one we wanted to keep an eye on. It broke it, but no retest for us to get in. So unfortunately, we couldn't get into those two trades as they kind of quote-unquote rocketed for a few bucks to the upside on that. SPY never came back and tested our level of 417.50, and now it's kind of hanging out around VWAP. And then here's CNSP, still just around $2. It is below VWAP, so it's not as strong as we'd like.
All right,
but we need some more volume to come into that.
SPY's on the pullback right off the VWAP. Let's see if that goes back up.
And the NASDAQ still hitting highs.
SPY trying to catch a VWAP bounce there. Let's see if it goes through the 5-minute low of 419.32. I think that's very important. We hit 36 right now. Just hit 32. You see how it's pauses right there? There's a reason that I'm looking for is that 5-minute support from 950. And that's the low right there. Boom. Now you test through it. Now you're getting down to 19 here. So you should be seeing a little bit of some pullback action. If you're looking for some buy the dip moments, those are definitely probably going to start presenting themselves. Now, the only question for me would be if I see the Qs turn around. They are showing a little bit of topping, so maybe we get a VWAP pullback here. So we'll look to see if it holds on VWAP.
NCPL, this is why we waited. NCPL kind of rolling over here. It did look like a nice bounce spot. We did get a bounce, but it really wasn't for a whole lot. And it looks like we might retest that low here at 241. So still kind of watching NCPL here. We'll see if it firms.
I actually like if it can hold a body close above 244 here on a 5-minute. So I'm looking at NCPL now more on a 5-minute and 15-minute basis. And it kind of looks like a decent pullback as long as it can hold here, not break that 241 that Ryan's kind of seeing. I would agree with that. And then close the body on a 5-minute or 15-minute basis back above 246.
And just to be clear, I'm also looking at the 5-minute as well as the 1-minute, Mitch. So I'm not surprised we got the same level there.
Nice. And then that just shows you what? Multiple traders, right? It doesn't mean that I'm right, Ryan's right, but we're like at least starting to see the same thing. And then the key there is, all right, so let's see what happens here, right? Be more on a reactionary basis than jumping in here because it could be a wipeout to 236. Talked about that level. And that's the 5-minute candle from the 940.
A little bit of size here at 247.
Luminar just holding up around the 664 is not giving me a chance to go into that. I have it ready here for the Moomoo. Because all I got to do is hit the buy button. It's ready to go. I have 20 shares right now. And then what I do is I'd probably fill 20 and then try to go for 20 more on the pullback. But we'll see what happens there. And also keeping my eye on that NCPL move. What are you guys watching in the chat? Let me catch up with you guys. I missed you guys out there. Let's go.
Chat definitely missed you. SFR, that's a penny stock. Crows on it.
All right. We'll see what else is going on out there, team. Now the 245 coming back there for NCPL. See how the 5 minute like went down there? It went to 242, but like it's right now at 246. It's about to close the candle in 8 seconds. So here I'm going to watch. You see how it's back to 246? It would be a nice close right here where it just holds right there. Boom. It's right on the support line there for NCPL. Now I'll look to see if it gets to the 250.
And there's a little bit of size at 247 that needs to get taken before we go higher.
Let me see what's on there. I like it, Ryan. Let me look under the book. Let me look at the, oh, I see the 247, 4,435.
Yep. And if that block gets snapped, you can look for this to actually move higher.
Yeah, there's nothing past that block. I like this actually here. I'm going to watch to see if he gets hit there through the 247. What do I go after this with? Man, I can go up to like pretty good, decent sizing. Max sizing for me would be probably about 50 shares on a stock like this. I don't want to put too much because I would really want it to go back to pre-market high. Pre-market high puts first resistance up there to like 295, and then there's second resistance to like 319. Don't mind those levels, so I'm looking at it, team. We'll see what happens here. Could go after it.
That ask has now moved down to 243, so this is not showing the signs of strength that we want to see yet.
You got filled some shares there. You saw that, Ryan?
Yes, I did.
So I think that's an important thing to think, right? So he got smacked there, and then of course he put it down because he's trying to sell out of the position, right? And so he wants to get out on the offer versus the bid. What will be interesting there is if all of a sudden we just get this bid down moment where we get like maybe 39s here to show up. And I talked about the 241 being so important, right? That's why I'm just keeping the eye on the 5 minute. If I go to the 1, that's going to make me a little bit scared there. I'm sure that action. So let's see if this can come and reverse back up through the 246. Give me a red to green candle on the 5 minute, and then I'd come after it. That's the only way that I come after it now, at least in my eyes. Of course, you guys take this with a grain of salt. And like always, guys, this is only for educational purposes, not for
Here's your breakdown. Here's your breakdown. This is why you have a plan and wait, Mitch. We avoided this entire thing by doing that.
Where did it go to, Ryan? Where did it stop?
Looks like I had a low print of 235.
Right around that 236, a little wick through there. I'm sure someone got hit, but there you go. And that's how it goes right to the next layer, right? And that's the layer of the 5 minute candle there to the left-hand side. You guys can see it right here on the chart, right? So I'll put a horizontal line there so you can really see it. So that's the level. Boom. Support is support, right? That's the support. Can't say it enough, right? It's important to know those 5 and 15 minute levels. That's why I like those charts more than the 1.
MBOT bounced off the 165 again. This looks like it is going to try to take the top off at 2. To me, it feels like a chase here. This would have been another good buy. We already tested this once at 165. Now we're kind of holding it again. Let's see if MBOT can actually go through 2. Remember, we do have a catalyst here regarding should have the company has a success rate for one of its extensive preclinical animal studies. Easy for me to say. Geez.
Very important stocks I'm watching today are stocks like LRCX. That's Lam Research. Why? Because if you're really going to come after the semiconductor industry, the Chinese, we need to watch those companies because those are the equipment and materials stocks. Very important thing that I'm pointing towards here. I think it's something that maybe not many are pointing towards today, but could very much be pointing towards tomorrow. You guys, I don't like to lean us towards looking, but I would say is do research there. I'm not saying that I'm 100% right, but when I start feeling some things, I like to wave flags, right? I call them flags. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's like, hey, let's go looking underneath this. Maybe you guys can see what I see.
You've got Meta, by the way. That's been popping up nicely above the 250 area. I'm looking to purchase Meta at 250.38 and also 250.02 as that one's approaching near VWAP. It's a beautiful move once it cracked the 250 area. Now it maybe comes back with the market to possibly pick us up and then ride back on through. Stop loss for me would be a crack of 249. So risk it about a $1.50 on this one here. META.
All right, we're getting pullbacks out there.
Tested as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure are.
Some pullbacks.
Close.
Qs are pulling back too, right? So the 5 minute on the SPY is down towards the low of the support. Qs look like they're trying to pull back and hold around 337.81s. Why do I have that level drawn? Well, it was on Friday's the close high. You had this little like kind of wick that went through there, so you're kind of holding the prior day's high there on the Qs. I'll show you guys that right here on the 5 minutes. So you guys see here, this is Friday's action. So we're kind of holding into that right now. We went above that. Let's see if that acts as support, or does it even come back to the VWAP? VWAP for me, I have it below towards kind of 337.56 here. Let's see if we take the next level through 338.50s and to beyond. Of course, you guys see that QR code in the top right. We'll see what happens. Moomoo, do I get in a trade right now? Looking for some pullbacks out there. See what happens. MBOT new high of day takes 2, says the crow. Oh man, I gotta get my stream deck on here. You know what time it is, guys. My money. Bow, bow,
Yeah,
bow.
great call on MBOT. Just an absolutely great call. Let me go ahead. We're still watching NCPL here, although MBOT definitely giving us the move here. This is right from the list. I think what I like the most about this is that this really plays out with the levels that we set. These make these stocks easier to trade. When you identify these levels and the stock actually behaves around those levels, it's going to be much easier. 165 to 2. This was a great day trade here. This would have been excellent for the small account challenge as well. Good stuff here. Becca asking, Ryan, can you check SLDP? Yeah, let's do that here real quick. Maybe we'll get another. Oh, look at this. So this is moving up. This is a nice little grinder here, up about, what, 17 cents almost. Nice little move here. Let's take a look at the daily. What does our daily chart look like? So it looks like we're coming up off the bottom here. Next spot for me, 228 or so. If we can get back up there. Solid power. What is this? Is this related to the battery stuff that we were talking about? All solid state battery cell technology to enable the next generation of batteries for EV and other markets. So there you go. By the way, I guess now is a pretty good time. One of the things that I'm actually starting to build a position in for a longer term move is iPower. Now IPWR, Ideal Power. Okay. So just taking a look at the daily chart here, we actually look like we're at a pretty decent support. I'd be adding all the way down to 8. I'm expecting they make battery technology. So again, involved in a similar space. This is in the bigger account, not in the small account. I'm starting to build a position here. I suspect that this summer and fall is going to be good news. And I would imagine that if we get some good news, this will be repriced much higher, looking for 15s, 16s on Ideal Power as I scale in here. Kind of related to what you were just saying. That's why I went off on that tangent.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of CNSP as that one isn't going as fast as I'd like out on CNSP. Lost about maybe 10 cents or so on that one. Micron still below the 66.21. Popped above for a second, but with the market being weak, it's having a tough time staying above. Market now low of the day has gone red. Now, the level to watch is this 417.50 area.
And
that's where we had support a few times on Friday.
And Zunaid, didn't we talk about this? Didn't we talk about the market making a move early out of the open and then reversing it? Here's your intraday 1 minute SPY chart, folks. We got that first pop up. I didn't trade that on any of the bigger cap names because one of the things I want to do is wait. And here we go with a reversal. So let's see if this reversal holds, maybe gives us a bounce spot, or do we get continuation to the downside here? I'm still in the bearish camp. We're getting more and more news about the whole debt ceiling thing. Really needs to get resolved this week. I know there was talk last week about it getting resolved over the weekend. Looks like that didn't happen, but they're coming back to the table today. So we'll see where this ends up going. Glad we were able to kind of stay protected from this SPY move down.
Order out, Moomoo. Order out, Moomoo.
What do you have?
Order out for Success pullback here, 1635. I'm looking for a Success pullback. Looking to enter in with 20 shares first. We're going to look for a little bit more to 1630s. And go for it in the Moomoo. I'm looking at Success. What you guys need?
Yeah, for me on Apple, you can see here. Let me go ahead and cancel these orders because they're not approaching anytime soon. But I wanted to go short there. We missed it by about 30 cents or so. But here's a trend line thing on Apple. See if this one goes ahead and stays above. One order that I got a terrible entry on, and that's my fault. No one else is on this SPY. So unfortunately, instead of getting in at 417.50, I got in at about 417.68. So terrible entry on that one to the long side.
Success
Looks
already at
like
1647. Starting to make a move. It's already
All
at
right,
the
I do
1648.
not know. Okay, hang on real quick. I do not know.
I can
Ryan, if you
confirm
could
it.
pull up Pro. There you
I
go.
can confirm it. It was squawked, by the way.
Okay.
Initial reports of a large explosion near the Pentagon complex in Washington, D.C. This is from Twitter sources, so keep that in mind. I do see a picture. Looks like a fairly big explosion, so that might be why the market's coming down. I say might be. I mean, that probably is.
Propping up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy Success right now, guys, because this could affect a lot of the market. So I'm actually playing the bearish side right now of it on Moomoo, trying to get in on this pullback here.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of my spot long. So let's see. Obviously,
I'm long that Success trade on Moomoo.
Hope everything's all right, and hopefully this isn't worst case scenario in some type of mishap, accident type situation.
Got my pullback fill there at 1635s. Now going to hold it towards 1615s. That's the risk here. It could pull back a little bit here, but I'm looking for the breakout above 1650. Success. Fix spiking. Wisdom. Good to see you in the chat, man. There's a little bit of a pullback there. I can't add any more shares there on this trade there, so I'm just holding it now. It's at 1631 here. Success.
I'm short the SPY now. We went long. We made money. Now I'm short at 418.58.
Got to keep this on like a 5-minute outlook to keep myself calm in this trade, looking for this to really take off. And I feel, sometimes this is when I got to focus on making money here. That's what I'm focusing on, team.
Megan, I think Ryan and I were saying the same thing. We were saying the same exact thing. I apologize. Oh, my meta entry Raz was around 250. 250.38 and 250.02 are my meta entries to the long side.
Man, I kind of want to look at the news, but I kind of don't.
I'm going to go ahead and cancel those entry though, Raz, because if you can see here, it kind of came all the way down here to about the 250.89s, and it's already popped up almost $1. So if that move that I was looking for already happened and I just missed the entry, I don't want to be back on the second knock and lose out on the trade. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel it since that move, unfortunately, did not come all the way down to my entry prices. Here's my short on SPY that I mentioned. And the reason I took this short is, as you can see here, you had support. And you had support. We cracked down. I'm wondering if this retest is going to hold as resistance, and then we come back to about the 417.50s. I am probably going to take another short or add to my short right there at around 418.93s, and then my stop loss would be 419.50 break right there. So that's the game plan that I'm maneuvering with.
And I am watching AVRO here. It looks like it might try to make its way through VWAP.
Oh, boy. All right, looks like I did go ahead and get filled on my additional shorts. So I'm now short 200 shares at 418.75. By the way, beautiful entry on that long on that 417.50. Now we're trying to be cute and play it to the short side as well. Is it going to pay off for us or not? TBD. But that's the trade that we currently have.
This is when you post something on Twitter, you definitely put not financial advice. This is one of those teams where we just got to focus in here. Everybody, this is a high risk trade right now that I feel I'm in. Of course, you guys determine what type of risk you guys are taking. But at the end of the day, we don't know what's going on. I do see multiple reports on Twitter for the same thing. You guys said you guys saw a picture. I haven't seen a picture. I'm just saying what I've seen, and we'll keep trying to update you guys.
Yeah,
as we see things.
Here's the thing, guys. It's all from Twitter, so you're going to have to take it with a grain of salt. If you look in Benzinga Pro says initial reports of a large explosion and then cites Twitter sources. So when you see a news catalyst like that, you can't necessarily just think, hey, this is for sure what's happening. There definitely has to be some verification for it. That is to say, though, if you're going to trade that because you think that there's some type of pop that's going to happen. When we saw the market drop here, it looks like it's rebounding now. Just understand where it is. I'm still looking around too. I didn't see anything on CNBC. I do see stuff about Biden and McCarthy meeting today at 5:30 p.m. for a debt ceiling meeting. Now I'm seeing another picture here on Twitter, but just unable to verify any of this. Made no trade based off of this news. We'll keep bringing it to you, though.
Yeah, I'm looking around. We're all looking around. If you guys see anything from a major news source, please let us know. Of course, us ourselves are probably working on this in the background. Benzinga, I mean, but we will let you guys know as much as we know.
And J2K right now is saying, don't see any news on CNN or Fox. Shout out to you right there. Looking for the major news networks and not going to let any side of the bias get to you. You're going to check both sources to make sure that we're seeing there. So,
yeah, I'm taking shots on this just because at the end of the day, this is a small account, right? This could be a big trade for my small account. So at the end of the day, you got to always understand what the risk is, though, here. And that's what I already understand. My risk right now is about $9. And I think it's like 82 cents. So I'm risking about $9.82 on this trade. I know where I'd get out. That's the 1605. That's lower than the low right now. So I'm letting this even pull back a little bit, but I'm looking for a big move and we'll see what happens, right? That's what trading's all about, team.
Yeah. And Squawk is saying that the report is false there. I'm kind of watching this too.
It could be false. And then we can get an immediately reversal of the action, right? And so I'm just going based on price action. That's the only thing I can know right now is price action.
Okay, so I've got a breaking news tweet. Reports widely circulating on Twitter of a major explosion outside the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. are false. That is from Breaking 4 News.
Okay.
As we had the, sorry, real quick, I'm out of the SPY trade. As we had that resistance continue upwards, and it looks like it's holding on as support. So this area right here.
I put out a tweet on this that I said the same thing that I'm saying here, guys. I feel like this is extremely risky. I cannot confirm this, but I'm taking a trade on it. I saw Walter Bloomberg, put it up, and that's when I felt a little bit more because he's pretty quick on things.
Yeah, but I think he deleted that, right? Is that tweet deleted?
It's not.
I hate when
tell you
people
right
do
now,
that.
at least on my side, it's not because I quoted tweet him, so it would tell me if he got deleted. I'll refresh it right now.
He still has it up.
Yeah, so I think I found the source where he got that from here. This is at Cent Defender. For the time being, I have deleted my post regarding the explosion near the Pentagon. Even though there are tons of accounts reporting, it seems that there's no evidence of it taking place besides one picture and these quote initial reports. So again, you see, this is how some of this stuff cycles through the news cycle, and you see what it does to the market. As traders, our job is to capture that. We're not fact checkers. We're trying to capture movement here. So if you're going to fact check it for yourself to make a more educated decision, great. I think that's a really smart move. But just take a look. Even if this ends up being a fake report, look what the fake report did to the market. So,
well, so here's the thing. Do we know what time that report came out? Well, let's look at Walter. What time did he tweet that? Because I think he, by the way,
I have 10 minutes ago.
All right, so I want the exact timestamp. So you've got 10:06 is what I've got from his tweet.
Got it.
So 10:06 is right here, right? So as soon as that tweet came out, then you got a nice flush down to our levels, and then it popped right back up above. So clearly someone believed that, hey, these are false, and then went ahead and bought it right back up.
Getting some more confirmation here. First of all, Benzinga updated the original tweet. Says update original tweet for Pentagon explosion has now been removed from Twitter. So you can see our news desk is not making a call. They're just giving you the update saying that, hey, that post has been removed. Found another tweet here. Explosion near Pentagon is fake news. All the same photo reported and retweeted. Carry on. The scanner is dead for Arlington, Virginia. There would be a massive response. So someone actually listening to the police scanner saying that it is dead, that would lead to believe that the explosion news is in fact fake.
And
Shit.
that's the life we live, guys.
That's
You
the
know
life
what?
we live. Look,
I actually have a great conversation on this that I'm going to talk about in just about 10 minutes or something like that. I'm going to focus on the trade, of course, because that's the more important thing. But after I'm done with this, I have a really good conversation that I had, and it's really regarding of what we talked about at VCon. So you guys get some insight here. We'll talk about that just coming
and
up.
we're seeing more and more people talking about this being fake on Twitter. So looks like there you go.
I'm leaning that direction now too. I just deleted my Twitter post there and retweeted the caption there from Walter Bloomberg that he's saying also that report was now deleted.
There
Yeah,
you
and
go.
that's the thing, right? We had a wave of like, hey, this is happening, then everyone kind of goes ahead and floods it that way. And so you got to be careful. Shout out to Mitch for, making it clear that, hey, not financial advice and, having your own disclaimer on it. But that's definitely something you got to be careful on. No question about it. Smart decision by whoever's listening to a scanner, by the way. Smart person.
Yeah, that was a really smart decision. Humble Ninja saying, yeah, it's great news that it's not true. And I think,
Amen.
as when we're trading, I mean, look how fast we saw the market react to that before we figured out what was going on. Then we went through a little bit of an investigation phase trying to figure out what's going on. At the end of the day here, this is better news that this was fake, right? This is, and then Raz said the same thing. Thank God, not someone dead. Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, there's no human lives lost here. That's so much more important.
Amen.
Than what we're doing.
Okay, so I'm updating you guys on my trade. So what I'm doing here is I put a stop limit at 618 trigger and out at 615. If you guys want to learn about this, of course, I'm going to put this big screen for you, new traders out there. I know a lot of people know how to do this, but what's a stop limit order? So a stop limit order is essentially a trigger price order. So I'm putting in an order that is going to trigger in to the market at 618, and it would go in on the limit order of 615. Of course, I usually give myself a couple of cents here just in case you get a whoosh down, because of course, if it goes through your price, you might have to adjust this order. But this is the way I like to put in orders. I don't really like to do market stops, so I just do stop limit orders. But I only do this when I feel like it's at the point where either the trade's going to go or it's not going to go. We just found out different news. So at this point, I can just go off of, hey, right where it is right now, I'm not going to let it go through the price. But if it wants to just come up and give me a gain, I'll let it do what it wants to do. But I'm almost viewing this right now as a loss already. I'm even controlling the loss by moving my stop up 10 cents. Doom, doom. What a day, team. Did we think that this was going to happen? No. But one thing that we always do is, right, is we use our tools, use your resources, look around, right? That's what it's all about here. And one thing that we'll always do is try to confirm things for you. You guys saw us there. We had no confirmation, really. And the Twitter streets are going to be difficult. And this is what I wanted to bring the conversation to. Zunaid, you can partake in this conversation if you'd like. If you'd like to trade, it's okay too. You do what you want to do here. But I think it's very an interesting conversation is at VCon, we talked a lot about how AI is really taking over, right? And I know that you guys have all seen those deep fake videos. We've played one here, remember, about Jerome Powell. And we had to put like 30 disclaimers because we're like, yo, this is not real, guys. Like, I want to play this, but and this is the future, guys. We're going to have a lot of reporting and things like this where we need to go and do what? We need to validate things, right? The future, I think there, and I'm just got triggered in that success there. You guys, boom. So you guys see the full disclosure there, boom, out of that. You guys see it sold there on that down action there in success. Taking a hit today in the account, and that's okay because it's something that I need to take a shot in. But what is the loss here? The loss is 563. Very well controlled loss here. And I keep moving forward, team. I was up there to like kind of 540s, 539 and some change because Grab had been losing some position. But we're going to keep battling, team. Got one trade out today. Still can day trade one more time today. And then I get another trade tomorrow. So I'm going to probably just stick around and maybe not take another Moomoo trade today unless I see something that's really present. But just kind of wrapping up on that. Let's get back to the thoughts on AI. So AI, of course, is going to be causing even more validity issues with facts, right? Because the truth is that we're going to have to kind of believe AIs or kind of go off of that information a lot of the time. So one thing that I think is important is blockchain technology when it comes into play here. I think this is where we're going to, that's going to be interesting. I think everything's going to end up going to the blockchain, whether we want to or not. So that's one thing that I'm thinking about in the future, how AI, blockchain, cryptocurrency are coming together, technology. And you guys are some of our best followers out there, especially you guys, the traffic right now watching us live trading. We really appreciate you guys. So I wanted to give you guys insight today. Already, I am working on a new show here with the one, the only Chris Ketchy. So I'm going to be working on bringing us a show that's going to be more AI, cryptocurrency, technology focused, bringing this all together. The technology that's coming, right? We can talk about even LiDAR plays there, things like that. I think this is very important. We have so much technology and different themes that are coming out. We're going to be doing a show that's strictly focused on that, maybe the investments behind that. It could even be private companies, right? Stay tuned for that. That's going to be right here on Benzinga.
That sounds awesome. Congratulations. And Mitch, regarding the small account, the same thing happened to me. I actually had that account over $600. I took 2 losing trades and I'm back down to 560. So instead of just kind of forcing things, I'm trying to be tactical about it. Now, being honest here, I did miss MBOT here today. That was a really good play. Still watching NCPL. I'm kind of thinking that we might get another pop there. So watching NCPL at the moment right now, and also CNSP. Here's NCPL in my broker. Here is CNSP in pro. Thank you, Mitch, for the production. You are an ace producer.
Got you, my friend. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Let's get after it, team. All right, what you got, Zunaid?
You've got Apple moving up to the upside. You can see the trend line that we had drawn well before, went ahead and held as support. Now we're kind of moving up to the upside there. On the other broker of mine, I did go ahead and purchase Apple here. What was my price? Where's my price? 174.33. Stop loss for me is going to be about 174.90s if we don't go ahead and hold this VWAP. So if we go ahead and kind of break it down here, I will go ahead. Matter of fact, let me just take it here just so y'all can see it.
Okay, I'm filled. Right, I did take that trade. Here we go. So let's go ahead and move this up. We're taking the trade. You can see it here. We are filled. NCPL 237, 200 shares. This is a day trade. We will be out here looking for this to bounce back towards the VWAP and cut it.
And I'll let you know what this is on.
The small account challenge, baby.
Moomoo, baby. You know it. Hit the link. I'll throw it up there in the chat if you guys want to check it out. Get your free stocks. Remember, you can get up to 20 free stocks right now, baby. Get them while you can.
Honestly, at this point, I'm not even hoping for a fast trade. I mean, if I get a fast trade, great. But even if this grinds back up towards that VWAP, that would be fine too. I have it at just under 255. I have it at 255 in my Thinkorswim broker, a little bit lower here on Moomoo, 250 on Moomoo. We'll see if we end up getting up there. As far as the stop goes, if it breaks this low right here that you see, I'm going to be out.
All right, we're getting some questions about the show. I'm trying to let Ryan focus on his trade and stay focused. I will get answering to those questions. I saw your question. I definitely saw multiple questions in the chat. Jay saying top new show. Don't worry, I'll bring some a little bit more as we get along here. You guys are getting it first. I will tell you guys that. So if you guys enjoy getting that first, do me the favor, guys. Just smash up those likes. Hit that down below. Let's get back to the action. What you got, Ryan? How's it looking?
We're up a couple of cents here. We really want to break through this. So let me zoom in here. Okay, what we really want to do is break through right here. So 242 going to be that first spot. If we can do that, if we do, then we should be able to trade back up towards the VWAP. That's the plan. We'll see if it materializes.
What's up out there, Gary? How you doing? Good to see you in the chat, man. Success is actually coming back here. You know, one thing that I wanted to focus on today, I talked about it, Lamb research, right? I think it's very important to kind of keep your eyes on how these stocks are performing today. And they're kind of setting up for a real kind of bull trap kind of look here. So on the swing trade outlook here, I'm going to actually start taking a look at kind of shorting Lamb research off of this recent like extreme pop towards 600. I think there's a lot of risk here now with this stock, which was what's going on in China. So with that being said, I'd have to hold off like maybe like 590s here. So that's a little bit of risk, right? That's about 4 points here. So I got to consider what I'm going to do. But just keeping it in mind, I'm looking at Lamb Research. Appreciate whoever put it up there.
Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry.
No, don't worry. So you can see how it rejected this trend line. It seems like a little bit like a bull trap there because that's the third bounce. Of course, I should kind of wait and be patient for a breakdown through kind of like down here to 583s. But I'm feeling like if I wait to that point, then I have to risk so much. I have to risk 7 points higher. So right now I could maybe try to get in 588s towards 586, somewhere between that, and risk towards the 590s. Of course, if it goes above that, I wouldn't want to keep the position. This is a more expensive position, so you got to be. I almost come in this at. I'll just be as honest as I can. I'd come in this more like one share a time, right? Try to ladder my position, right? Because of the spread here is also about 60 cents. So if I ladder it through, maybe put one at 587, 558, 588, and 586. I'll get about 587 there if I get all three fills. So think about how I would maybe go about something like this. All right, we'll see what else is going on. Let's get after it, team. Crow, crow, crow. The crow alert out there. He's putting it out there, team. Be careful. All right, he's saying that M-Bot knifes here. I don't know if it will happen, but you guys know it. At least that's what the crow sees. And like always, guys, take everything that we see with a little bit of grain of salt, but we'll try to do our best. Let you know exactly how we're trading.
I like Crow's call. I mean, MBOT is extended here, right? We're up 100%. We're extended away from the VWAP. Sorry, I have it. I think I have it on a different. Let me get it on here so we can go back and forth, and I can still watch my trade. You know, we're extended. We're extended from the VWAP. We're up 95% here. I like the call to knife. I think at some point it does need to regress back to the mean.
Yeah, speaking of which, you've got Micron here, by the way, back at $65 above below VWAP, looking to hold 65 and pop right back above. If it does not, then it cracks 65. I will be interested in a short on that, but not trying to go short before it makes a move. Apple still around VWAP, holding at the moment. You've got the SPY holding VWAP as well. And even the Pentagon, obviously we already knew this, but Pentagon even said there's no explosion. Yep. So unfortunate. And obviously with Elon focused so much on no fake news and wanting Twitter to be a platform for instant journalist type stuff, it'll be interesting to see what his response is, if any.
Ooh, nice twist there, Zunaid.
Yeah,
gotta give it to you, man.
Yeah, I like that too.
Put that in the content, baby. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting how he responds and how he tweets about the tweets.
All right, guys. So I got one fill on the swing trade there for LRCX. Of course, I'm going to keep it off the 590s. Might have to give it to like 590 50s because of the spread. Got to keep that in mind, right? And that's why I'm also going at it with a little bit smaller share size. But get the starter on there, Lamb Research. I'll look to see if I get the 587 one filled, and I got the order at the 588. So like try to ladder it, right? And especially when I'm dealing with bigger stocks, that's the way I've learned to go about it. Q's at VWAP, nice mention there in the chat. And yes, you are trying to hold around the 337.50 level now on VWAP pullbacks on the 5-minute. We'll see if it goes through 338. That's the level that I'd be looking for the trend line break for continuation back towards the upside on the Q's.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out your screens, Mitch. So I probably
no, you're good. That's my thing. Anyways, I'm just talking and I'm not putting it up there. I'll get it a little better back. You guys know how it is, but you guys can see it clearly there, right? You guys see why I'm drawing that nice support
absolutely.
Underneath. And now it's kind of a wait and see process, right? And so we'll see if it holds this 337.50, or does it take that next moves higher through the 338s. A test back to 337. That's not a good look there. Of course, it could still hold there as the next layer of support. So the next layer of support is where I see the double bottom there around the 336.91s. And you got another bottoming around 337. So kind of 337 to 336.91 is the support zone. That's why it's important to sometimes draw even a thicker line on your support. Support sometimes is not always going to be so stingent as to be like, let's say, 1 penny, right? Sometimes it could be 10 cents. I think that this clearly to me would be support in this area, but it's about a 10-cent wide zone there. And so it's like kind of a support zone versus just a support. Do you guys feel that happens sometimes, Ryan? Or
yeah,
Zunaid?
definitely. Support is not a finite point. It's often an area or range. I look for that too. And I actually try to identify them if they're fairly clear off the chart.
Yep.
Nice. All right. So how we looking out there, Zunaid? How's it been going with you, man? I know that I caught up to Ryan, but I'd like to catch up with you. How's everything with the trading lately? What are you guys seeing? You know, because I've been gone. So you gotta let me know, man. How's it been going?
Yeah, it's been all right. It's been well. Unfortunately, today we are taking an LB mainly thanks to a Micron trade. That, well, speaking of which, we're looking to go short, by the way, at 65.47 on Micron. If it wants to go ahead and test this, VWAP stop loss will be above this $66 level. But no, things have been well. My cousin got married this past weekend. And
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy. The man was 10 years old when I used to beat him up, and now he's married. So, you know, it's always interesting how quick life moves at you.
Life comes at you fast, doesn't it, Zunaid?
Amen to that. But no, things have been well. Sugar, we did order our K5 from CarMax. It is being delivered from Ohio to Atlanta. Hopefully by the end of the month, we will inspect it. And if everything goes well and there's nothing wonky about it, we will make the purchase. So the long journey of me talking about buying a car may be coming to a close soon enough. By the way, we are in Micron here at 65.47. We're gonna try to take gains at around like the 64.60 area. But our stop loss is going to be 66.03 if it does get back above VWAP.
Don't act like that ain't a big thing. I say that's a
it is, but I want
party, baby.
Yeah.
That's a
well,
party.
So
that's a party. Hey.
Here's the thing. I almost bought a 2023 from CarMax, but it was kind of a too good to be true deal. So I had called him up, and the guy, and the vehicle was in Tinley Park, Chicago, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's outside of Chicago. Yep.
Yeah. And there was a heavy smoke smell because obviously I can't smell smoke through the screen. And so unfortunately I didn't pull the trigger on that one. This one, everything, I got the green light from them, but you know, I want to make sure it gets here, touch it, feel it, make sure it's good.
That's what's important, right? You can do that.
Check.
I would even, Zunaid, my recommendation is just call the local mechanic down the street
Exactly.
and be like, yo, how much would it cost for you to check this car out and tell me what you see?
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, I got a buddy of mine around the block. So I already told CarMax, hey, once this gets delivered, I'm going to take it to him, have him inspect it. If he gives me the green light, we'll pull the trigger. And then I still have 30 days, up to 1,500 miles on that car if I want to return it. So I'm excited, though, man. Should be fun.
And even better news is things that I get in the chat. I love the feedback that I just got in the chat. And that's what we're all about here, is getting feedback and using it, right? Because you guys run the show, believe it or not. And so in the chat there was given, yo, how about like make the next live trading stream all ready for us? And then we just go over there and chat about live trading. Smartest move ever. This is why you got to listen to your chat, right?
Crow and Smoke Tuna have already been doing that. Shout out to a lot of you guys. Yeah, Mitch, if we can do that, I think that's great.
Already on it, man. Already on it, man.
Don't we have a Discord that
can
do that as well?
The truth
is not as active?
The truth is that the Discord is a way, but I feel like not that many people like to go over. They like to just stay on YouTube.
Fair enough.
So if that's what works for you guys, it's already like literally this moment being created.
All right, looks like I'm gonna get stuffed out.
It's up there on YouTube already, guys. I'll get you guys the link in 2 seconds.
All right, appreciate you doing that. ASAP. What broker do I use? I use a few of them, but the recent one that I've enjoyed using is Moomoo, especially for the small account challenge that we've got going on. But I do have a couple of other ones that are attached to TradingView.
And guys, OMH is going crazy here. I'm still watching, managing a bad trade that I'm in. Our chat was all over it though, so if someone could bring up OMH and chart it, that would be really helpful.
Nice. Whoa, but this thing's a crazy move, man.
I know, it's nuts.
I'm sorry, guys. I try to keep myself serious, but when I see moves like this, it's kind of hard to be serious. What the hell happened here? And this thing went down from 32 down to 561, now back to 665. I mean, it seems like a big move, but really in all like relative moves, it's not really that big at all. but definitely took a big move here off the sideways action, and it got kind of sleepy, right? And the candles were really tight, the bodies were really tight, and so what does that shows you, right? It just shows you kind of like an equal balance of buying and selling that was going on there. But as we went to this candle right here, this is when the buyers took over. And so this is what you got to be looking for a lot of times when you're looking for these kind of patterns, is when are the buyers going to step in and really take it. You can watch that on the level 2s and things like that. So where's next stop? Let's go to the hourly chart. That's what I use. And so I look for hourly resistance or support to come into play. I can see support right around here. We've already broken through that one. That's 590. And I can see resistance coming in around 742. So we're up to $7 already. Could it get to 742 right now? Yes, it could. Doesn't mean that it has to, but definitely I could see that in reach. We'll see what happens here. 699, 705. And of course, let's go ahead and take a look into the level 2s, see what I see there and where I see big sellers, because where am I going to find that? Well, just use my Moomoo account, right? Look at that. Boom. I'll switch over there, team, and I see a seller here around 720s. And that's not too big. I see about 1,000 shares there. That's not much for a $7 stock. So I'm looking for bigger orders that are hidden underneath, and I don't see much here. And so this could actually keep moving, team. 720 is the next little wall there, but that's pretty far away there, right? I'm not seeing much on the ARCA. Of course, I have ARCA book here, so there could be something out on NASDAQ that's out there somewhere or on a different route, right? But I'm keeping watch here. Now you're getting a nice little pullback. Let's see what happens if it comes back to the pullback. Of course, to understand this stock, you got to understand the volatility in this. This is moving significantly on a 5-minute, about 36 cents in just 5 minutes. So really understand how this one moves and be careful out there, team. Wait, and look at the crow. What's the crow saying? Just to put it out there. The crow waiting for the OMH pullback under VWAP for entry. So under what? Like $6, $5.90. That's where I have my levels here drawn. Also, I'm looking around, team. We'll see what happens on this OMH. This could be one that can make or break an account, and I'll say that, right, because it's just very high risk and very fast. So even for me, like, I'm going to stay away for OMH. I like it. Yeah, I know I can make a lot of money on that, but I feel like it's almost too fast for me. I'm staying out of it. Got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. The crow said exactly, Money Mitch, 590s. Well, at least maybe, you know, eyes can see eyes, right? But that doesn't mean it's for me. Maybe it's for crow, or maybe it's for you guys out there. Like always, we choose our own investment advice. You like that one? Instead of not financial advice, we choose our own. Ooh, I'm on fire today.
I do like that, Mitch. I mean, I've said a lot, and I will keep saying it, that there is no one in this world that cares more about your finances than you do. So making your own financial decisions is something that's going to be really, really important for you. The more educated you can get about that, the smarter decisions you can make, the better off you're going to be in the long term. So there's definitely a place for financial advisors. I would never recommend someone don't get a financial advisor, but just remember, nobody cares more than you do.
I completely agree with that. And something definitely to keep an eye out for. We'll see what's going on out there.
All right, a couple of things here. You've got Apple that's going to stop me out here in a second. Micron trade is working out, but we needed to close below 65 to really get that move to the downside. A SPY is now testing the previous close, which was holding on as support.
Man, that was some dead space right there.
Yeah, I'm still watching. I'm still watching my NCPL trade. Unfortunately, I anticipated volume coming back in and moving off this level in one direction or another. It really just kind of died here. So I'm actually down on this trade 6 cents right now. Stop's going to be 227. Volume's dried up, so I'm a little disappointed in this again. I definitely thought I saw a signal that we were going to get some increasing volume. Tried to front run it a little bit. Was not able to get that. We'll see if it ends up materializing. I mean, I suppose the volume pop could still happen, but we're kind of hanging out here just a little bit under what I paid for it. I was filled at 237. We're currently at 232. So we're down 5 cents on this day trade. 227 going to be the stop if we knife or flush here.
All right, I did get a nice pullback fill there for Lamb Research, already looking good there, guys. And I think that we'll see what happens with that one, but got a nice little fill there at the 587s, got to 586, did not get to 588. So where am I at? Of course, 586.58. So not too bad on the fills there. Got 587.02 and 586.14 there. And we'll see what happens, team. Now Lamb Research to the short side and already starting to make a move to the downside there is LRCX. And I think that, you know, maybe even my Stocks S trade was off on the first trade. I could come back after it, right? There's no reason why I can't come back after it. But it does look like it's starting to make a little bit of a move. We'll look to see if that comes back. I might have gotten stop hunted on that 615, and that happens, team. But we'll see if that goes higher. I'm looking to see if the Qs go lower here, because the Qs could go lower, and that's what I'm starting to see. It's starting to break that 337.50. So instead of going for the SOX S, why not the SQQQ here? I'm down for a VWAP entry here, 25.30s towards 25.25. I'm going to look to see if I can get SQQQ. Got to be quick, though. Let's set it up. If you guys are taking a trade, definitely you can take over, but I'm definitely looking at this. So looking at the the VWAP entry, 25.31. It needs to pull back here, but I'm going to look for a little bit of a pullback entry here. I don't want to get in at 25.40 because I feel like I'm just reaching. And if it pulls back to 25.31, I'm going to immediately feel like I want to get out. So we'll see what happens here. And of course, this is still taking the similar trade that I just took earlier, just a different way to go about it, right? And the Q's already pulling back. There's the next layer of support, which is that 337. We talked about that, right? I'm going to show you guys that just because I have it on a different chart here. You guys see that, right? There's the pullback on the Qs. What happens now? A recovery of 337.50s or a pullback below the 337? Both situations. That's what I always like to point to, right? Because that's the truth. There's always two situations that could happen here.
All right, taking a look lastly before we hop off here. For me, it's just Micron. That's the main trade and the only trade.
I gotta hop too.
Yeah, that's why I called it out. But yeah, that's what I've got. Micron short here at 65.47. We're waiting for the break of approximately 65 so we can get a move towards 64.60. That's all I've got. Best of luck to you. And I know we've got meetings and other things to hop on as well.
Man, so much to do today. I wish I could stay here all day and trade with you guys. So to tell you the truth, I'm going to actually lock my Moomoo here and not take this trade, even though it looks like it's setting up here. I have to get ready for some meetings, team. So you know how that one goes. I got a lot here on Benzinga to keep up with. But you guys smash the like out there. We're going to start wrapping it up here. I'll let Ryan wrap up also your trading day, Ryan. Of course, you guys know me. I did take a loss, about $5. I'll keep an eye on this trade, but the truth is I don't want to be too distracted. And I'm going to be looking to try to get some more trades down the line. So we'll see what happens in the Qs if they recover on the day. What you got, Ryan?
For me, I'm still stuck in a trade, so definitely not happy with the trading performance here today. Definitely thought NCPL was going to push back towards the VWAP. We didn't get it. I'm still in it, but if this breaks down really any further here, I'm going to stop out. If I'm going to hold this after the end of our show here, unless this happens right here. Be sure to check out my Twitter for any closing entry closing order there. And if I take anything else, again, I will tweet that. So kind of a rough day, but we're going to be back again here tomorrow. I've got another day trade. I'm going to look for something overnight. So we'll see where we end up going here. That's kind of what I'm looking at. We'll see where the SPY finishes as well. Remember, I was looking for that to break down. We'll see if that materializes as well.
All right, everybody. And don't forget, we will be having, of course, the Benzinga Titan Sport Betting Summit coming to you guys tomorrow.
I can't wait for that.
Hold on. Let me get that right. It's not tomorrow. It's the 24th. I'm too excited for it. That's what's happening. It's May 24th. Don't miss it. Wednesday. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern, right after live trading. We'll have speakers such as Jake Paul. We'll be having, of course, Sports Radar on there, DraftKings, BetMGM, and, of course, you guys will see myself, Zunaid Yeah, taking it off. You guys know it. Don't want to miss us, right? Come on. We'll see you guys
It'll be fun,
11
man. Good
a.m.
conversation.
Don't miss it. I even got a little preview here for you guys. I'm going to play that as we get out of here. Any last comments, boys? And of course, I'm going to throw up our link, of course, for Moomoo here. Like always, you guys can check them out. Get up to 20 free stocks. You can also scan the QR code during this the stream. I'll put it really big for a second here. If you just want to grab that. Last comments, Ryan or Zunaid, what you got?
Watch for the market. Be careful. Be sure to protect your capital at all costs. You don't need to be a hero. So we'll be back at this again tomorrow.
Nor do you need to have your account go to zero. So $65 on Micron is a level to keep an eye on. Below that, retest could be a good entry for a short.
Love it, boys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And definitely check out, of course, like I mentioned, Benzinga's Titan Sports Betting Summit and Awards. It's going to start at 11 a.m. May 24th.
But I say it's boxing better and sleep. And that's my life pretty much. Focusing on the boxing thing makes everything else in the ecosystem bigger.
All right, team. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hit the like. And like always, I'm going to throw up the link for you guys to keep the chat going. Well, we got the great idea today. Here's the link, guys. I'm throwing it up again for you guys to keep the chat going. If you guys want to talk about trading, get on over there. And who knows? Maybe you'll see me sneak in there after my meeting. I'll catch you guys over there. There's the link. Don't miss it. I threw up the link, and that's why I kept it going just a little bit more. I'll throw it up one more time so you guys don't miss it. Get on over there, team. I'll see you next time. And time to end the broadcast, but let's keep it going, team. Keep pushing out there. I'll see you guys on Start Swing Trading later today. Got Option Mike. That starts at 3 p.m. Eastern as I keep going with, of course, all my content. See you next time here. Money Mitch, only on BZ, baby. See you next time, guys. Let's keep it going, man. A little dance.
Check.